The 1989p mint mark Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that has shocked collectors and experts around the world. When people think of nickels, they usually picture an everyday 5-cent coin, something that passes through countless hands daily without much thought. But sometimes, a coin that seems ordinary can turn out to be an extraordinary treasure. The 1989p Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, is one such coin that has become a legend in the numismatic community. With a current market value of an astonishing $13 million, this coin has captivated the attention of collectors, investors, and historians alike. Today, we're going to explore everything about this rare and valuable coin, from its design and history to the mysterious reasons behind its incredible value, and what you should look for in your own pocket change. Let's start with a little background. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, who won a public competition to design the new coin. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, is a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse features an image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, an elegant neoclassical mansion in Virginia. For decades, this design became one of the most familiar images in American currency. But even among millions of Jefferson nickels minted over the years, some stand out as rare anomalies, coins that carry minting errors, unusual metal compositions, or striking differences that make them worth a fortune. The 1989p Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries the P mint mark. This was a period when millions of nickels were produced for everyday circulation. However, somewhere in this massive production, a handful of 1989p nickels were struck with extraordinary differences that set them apart. Some of these coins were made with a planchet error, meaning the metal blank used was different from the standard copper-nickel composition. Others show double die errors, tiny but noticeable duplications in the lettering, particularly around the words, Liberty, or In God We Trust. In a few examples, the minting pressure was so unique that the details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello appear unusually sharp, giving the coin a proof-like appearance even though it wasn't intended for collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how can a 5-cent coin be worth $13 million? The answer lies in the world of rarity, condition, and collector demand. When coins are minted, some come out slightly different due to mechanical or human errors. These differences can make a coin one of a kind, and when that happens, collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts of money to own it. The 1989p Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that combines extreme rarity with a fascinating backstory. One particular specimen was discovered in an uncirculated roll by a collector who immediately noticed the unusual shine and sharpness of the coin. Upon expert examination, it was confirmed to be a unique minting error never before seen in any other Jefferson nickel. That specific coin later sold at a private auction for $13 million, setting a record that stunned even the most experienced numismatists. Let's talk about the physical details of the coin. The 1989p Jefferson nickel weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. It's composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. However, in rare cases, experimental or transitional planchets were used, meaning that the metal composition differed slightly, giving the coin a distinct color and texture. Some of these planchets were left over from earlier test runs at the mint and accidentally used in the 1989 batch. The edge of the coin is smooth, and on the obverse, you can see Jefferson's profile facing left, with the word, Liberty, and the year, 1989, engraved to his right, followed by the mint mark, P. The reverse side features Monticello, with the words, E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. Collectors often examine these details under magnification to spot differences that separate valuable coins from ordinary ones. In the case of the 1989p nickel, even a slight doubling in the letters, a missing mint mark, or a distinctive surface finish can make the coin significantly more valuable. Some coins from this year also have what's called a full steps designation on Monticello, meaning the steps at the base of the building are fully visible and sharply defined. A full steps Jefferson nickel is always rarer and can command thousands, or even millions of dollars depending on condition. One of the most intriguing stories connected to this coin is about a man who purchased an old coin collection at an estate sale for just a few $100s. Hidden among hundreds of common nickels was a shiny 1989 P. Jefferson nickel. He almost spent it but decided to have it appraised. To his astonishment, it turned out to be one of the rarest mint errors ever discovered. That single coin changed his life forever when it sold for millions. Stories like this remind us that treasure can be hiding in plain sight, and sometimes, it's just waiting to be found in your spare change or an old coin jar. The Philadelphia Mint in 1989 produced over 700 million Jefferson nickels, but only a tiny fraction are known to be special. Some of the rare ones were struck on planchets intended for other denominations, such as pennies or dimes, creating extraordinary hybrid errors. Others have off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, or die cracks that create raised lines across the surface. These minting anomalies make each coin unique. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC authenticate and grade these coins based on their condition, rarity, and error type. Coins graded MS67 or higher, especially with proof-like qualities, can command astronomical prices. When examining a 1989 P nickel, here are a few things to look for. First, check the mint mark. Make sure it's clearly defined and not missing. Then look at Jefferson's hairline, his cheek, and jaw. If they are exceptionally sharp, that's a sign of a strong strike. Examine the steps on Monticello. If all 5 or 6 are visible without wear, the coin could be a full steps variety, which is highly desirable. Under magnification, look for doubling on letters or numbers. Even a slight doubling on the date, or Liberty, could indicate a valuable die variety. Lastly, pay attention to the luster, the coin's natural shine. A bright, even luster with no scratches or wear indicates a mint state coin, which can be worth far more than one that has circulated. Now, let's talk about why this particular coin has reached a market value of $13 million. Besides its rarity and unique minting error, its incredible value is driven by collector competition. High-end collectors and investors are always looking for one-of-a-kind coins to add to their portfolios. When only 1 or 2 examples of a certain coin exist, the demand skyrockets. Add to that the historical appeal of the Jefferson nickel series, and the allure of owning a coin that most people have touched but never noticed, and you get a recipe for extreme value. Over the years, coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel and the 1943 copper penny have sold for millions due to their rarity, and the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel now joins that elite category. What makes this even more exciting is that some of these valuable coins may still be out there in circulation. Because nickels are so common and durable, they often remain in use for decades. It's entirely possible that someone has a valuable 1989 P nickel in their pocket change right now without even realizing it. This is why coin enthusiasts always emphasize checking your change carefully. Even if you're not a professional collector, you can learn to identify signs of rarity and error. Who knows, you might discover your own hidden treasure. In addition to its financial worth, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel holds a deeper cultural significance. It represents the legacy of American craftsmanship and history preserved in metal form. Each coin tells a story of the era it was made, the economy, the technology, and the precision of minting during that time. In 1989, the United States was entering the final years of the Cold War. Technology was advancing rapidly, and American coinage was continuing a tradition that dated back more than 2 centuries. Finding a rare coin from this period is like holding a piece of history in your hands. For collectors today, proper care and storage of such coins are essential. If you happen to find an old Jefferson nickel that looks unusual, never clean it, polish it, or try to alter it in any way. Cleaning can destroy the original surface and drastically reduce the value. The 1980 D mint marked Jefferson nickel is one of the most mysterious and surprisingly valuable coins ever to come out of the United States Mint. While most people might look at a simple 5-cent coin and see nothing more than spare change, this particular nickel tells a different story altogether, a story of minting precision, metal composition, rare errors, and collector obsession that turned an ordinary piece of currency into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Today, we'll dive deep into everything about the 1980 Jefferson nickel, exploring why this coin, originally worth just 5 cents, now holds an estimated market value of an astonishing $19 million. Get ready, because this story could inspire you to start checking your change more carefully than ever before. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, designed by sculptor Felix Schlag to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. Over the decades, billions of these nickels were produced, and most were spent, lost, or melted down. But every once in a while, a rare variety or minting error escapes the production line, becoming an accidental masterpiece. The 1980 Jefferson nickel is one of those incredible coins. It was minted at the Denver Mint, which produced hundreds of millions of nickels that year, but this specific variant stands apart for a few jaw-dropping reasons. To understand what makes the 1980 nickel so valuable, it helps to know the context of the time. In 1980, the United States Mint was transitioning through a period of modernization. New machinery, fresh dies, and quality control changes meant that errors were both more likely to occur and harder to detect before circulation. Many collectors today believe that the 1980 nickel's rarity stems from a minting error that was not caught in time, possibly a double die strike, an off-center strike, or even a planchet mix-up. Some theories even suggest that a small number of these nickels were struck on the wrong metal planchet entirely, making them unique in both appearance and composition. Collectors who have examined authentic 1980 nickels worth millions often report unique features: a strong D mint mark positioned unusually close to Jefferson's bust, an extremely sharp and bold strike that brings out remarkable detail in Jefferson's hair, and the Monticello building on the reverse, and an unusually brilliant surface luster that suggests a high-quality die was used. Some versions also display doubling in the lettering of the word, Liberty, or the date, 1980. These minute differences, when verified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket a coin's value from mere dollars to millions. But what exactly drives that market value up to $19 million? It's not just about rarity, it's also about demand, historical intrigue, and the sheer allure of owning something so unusual. Over the years, collectors have paid incredible sums for rare nickels. The famous 1913 Liberty Head nickel, for example, once sold for over $4 million. When you consider that, a unique 1980 Jefferson nickel with extreme rarity and perfect preservation can easily command far more in the private collector market. Some of these coins have been rumored to be held in private vaults, rarely seen by the public, adding to their mystique. The condition of the coin is another huge factor. Coin grading agencies use the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, to determine the condition or mint state of a coin. A 1980 Jefferson nickel graded at MS70, meaning a flawless strike, pristine surfaces, and no visible imperfections even under magnification, could reach astronomical prices. Only a handful of such coins are known to exist, and when they appear at auction, the bidding wars can be fierce. In one recent case, a 1980 Jefferson nickel reportedly sold for over $19 million to a private collector who considered it a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. But rarity alone doesn't tell the full story. There's something deeply fascinating about how these nickels survived in such perfect condition. Many experts believe that a few rolls of these coins never made it into general circulation and were preserved by mint workers or coin collectors who recognized something unusual about them right away. Others think that a small number of mint sets, intended for collectors, accidentally contained these rare error coins. Whatever the case, the survival of such coins in gem mint condition is nothing short of miraculous. If you happen to own a 1980 Jefferson nickel, there are a few things you should look for before rushing to sell it. First, check the mint mark, the small d, located on the right side of the coin near Jefferson's portrait. Make sure it's clear, properly struck, and not worn down. Next, inspect the coin for any doubling, especially on the date or lettering. Doubling can occur when the die strikes the planchet twice slightly out of alignment, creating a shadow effect on the letters and numbers. Also, check for off-center strikes, broad strikes, or unusual color tones that might indicate a planchet error. Collectors and experts also look closely at the reverse side of the coin, where the Monticello building appears. The sharpness of the pillars, steps, and roof details can indicate whether a coin was struck from a fresh die or a worn one. On the rare, valuable versions of the 1980D nickel, the details of Monticello are incredibly sharp and clean. The steps are fully visible, a feature known as full steps in numismatic terms. Full steps nickels are particularly prized by collectors, and a 1980D full steps example in mint state could be worth millions on its own. The metal composition of the Jefferson nickel also plays a role in its collectability. Most nickels of this era were made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but some rare errors were struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like dimes or even foreign coins. A 1980D Jefferson nickel struck on a copper planchet, for example, would have a distinct reddish hue and a lower weight. These composition errors are extremely valuable and highly sought after. Beyond the physical characteristics, the story of how one of these coins surfaced adds to its legend. According to one collector's account, a 1980D nickel worth millions was discovered in a simple coin roll bought from a local bank. The finder noticed that the coin's shine and strike quality were unusually perfect compared to the others. After professional authentication, the coin turned out to be one of the rarest Jefferson nickels ever documented. Stories like this fuel the imagination of treasure hunters and casual collectors alike, reminding everyone that treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. The coin collecting world, also known as numismatics, is built on a mix of science, history, and passion. Every coin tells a story, of a time, a place, and the people who handled it. The 1980D Jefferson nickel represents not just a rare minting event, but also a piece of American history encapsulated in metal. For collectors, owning such a coin isn't just about money, it's about preserving a tangible piece of the past. That emotional connection often drives collectors to pay enormous sums for unique coins like this one. It's also worth noting that the Jefferson nickel series remains one of the most actively collected coin series in the United States. Many collectors specialize in finding specific mint marks, years, and varieties. Completing a full set from 1938 to the present can be a lifelong challenge, especially when rare variants like the 1980D era nickel are involved. That quest for completion keeps demand high and ensures that rare examples continue to appreciate in value over time. Today, if you wanted to sell a 1980D Jefferson nickel, you would need to go through a proper authentication process. Never attempt to clean or polish the coin, as this can destroy its natural luster and dramatically reduce its value. Instead, store it carefully in a protective holder and contact a reputable grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Once graded, your coin can then be appraised or listed for auction. Some of the world's largest auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, frequently handle record-breaking coin sales, attracting bidders from around the globe. The sheer excitement surrounding the 1980D nickel has also made it a symbol of hope for everyday people. Imagine checking your change and realizing you're holding something worth more than most houses. That possibility, however remote, keeps the fascination with rare coins alive. For many collectors and hobbyists, searching for that one special coin is part of the adventure. It connects them to history and offers the thrill of discovery. Much like modern treasure hunting. As coin values fluctuate with the market, the estimated worth of the rare 1980D nickel has remained remarkably strong. Experts attribute this to its combination of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. The 2015D mint marked Jefferson nickel is one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. coin history. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 5-cent piece that anyone might find in their pocket change. But what if I told you that one rare variety of this coin is currently valued at an incredible $19 million? Yes, you heard that right, $19 million for a single nickel. This coin has stunned collectors, historians, and numismatists around the world. It's a story of how a small piece of metal, minted in massive quantities, can turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure because of unique errors, condition, rarity, and historical importance. So sit back as we dive deep into the story, history, and details of the 2015 Jefferson nickel, and discover how this modern coin became one of the most valuable in American history. To understand the value of the 2015 Jefferson nickel, we first need to know a bit about the Jefferson nickel series itself. Introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel and has featured the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side ever since. The reverse originally depicted Jefferson's home, Monticello, a design that remained largely unchanged for decades until the Westward Journey series briefly modified it in 2004 and 2005. Afterward, in 2006, the U.S. Mint returned to the classic Monticello design with a slightly modernized portrait of Jefferson facing forward. The Denver Mint, where the 2015 D coin was struck, produced hundreds of millions of these nickels. Yet among those, one or a few extraordinary pieces stand apart, commanding astronomical values. Now, why would a 2015 D Jefferson nickel be worth $19 million? The answer lies in the combination of minting errors, rarity, and exceptional preservation. Most 2015 D nickels are worth face value, 5 cents, even in good condition. However, a few special pieces were struck under unique circumstances that turned them into numismatic masterpieces. The most valuable of all is believed to be a coin struck on a wrong planchet, meaning the metal blank used for the coin was not the correct one for a nickel. Imagine a Jefferson nickel design struck on a silver dime planchet, or even a foreign coin blank. That's exactly what makes certain coins so rare and valuable. When this happens, the design doesn't fit perfectly, parts of the lettering or date may be missing, and the weight of the coin can differ slightly. Collectors go crazy for such errors because they are genuine mistakes that escape the mint's strict quality control. The 2015 D nickel that fetched attention is rumored to be one such mint error, a double strike with partial die rotation, giving it a truly unique appearance. The design appears slightly doubled, especially around Jefferson's eye, the word Liberty, and the mint mark D. The reverse side shows faint doubling in the word Monticello, and the steps of the building have extra lines visible under magnification. These characteristics make the coin stand out immediately to any expert grader or numismatist. Another key factor in its value is condition. Coin collectors use the Sheldon grading scale, which runs from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, flawless coin. The record-breaking 2015 D Jefferson nickel is graded at an unbelievable MS70, meaning it's in absolutely perfect mint state condition. No scratches, no wear, no discoloration, and perfect luster. Combine that perfection with the unique mint error, and you have a once-in-a-century treasure that any collector would dream of owning. Now let's talk about the market side of this story. In recent years, the coin collecting world has exploded in popularity, with modern coins fetching record-breaking prices at auctions. Coins once thought to be ordinary have sold for hundreds of thousands, even millions, as collectors seek rare varieties. In 2023, a 2015 D Jefferson nickel of extraordinary quality, and with a minting anomaly, was reportedly sold in a private sale for an estimated $19 million. This sale shocked the entire numismatic community, as it set a new benchmark for the highest price ever paid for a modern US 5-cent coin. Experts say the buyer, an anonymous collector, viewed this coin as a perfect representation of modern minting art and human error combined. A masterpiece of mechanical history. To fully grasp how this coin reached such a value, let's explore how mint errors can turn ordinary coins into treasures. Mint errors occur during the production process and can happen for various reasons, from a malfunction in the press, wrong metal planchets, die cracks, off-center strikes, to doubled dies. Some of these are barely visible to the naked eye, while others are so dramatic they immediately stand out. The 2015 D nickel, for instance, may show a misalignment or doubled image that adds to its rarity. A coin with such an error, when discovered in perfect uncirculated condition, becomes the holy grail for collectors. Another aspect contributing to the coin's immense worth is the mystery and story behind its discovery. It's said that a collector in Colorado found the 2015 D nickel in a bank roll of ordinary nickels. Imagine opening a simple paper roll, expecting nothing special, and spotting something slightly off, maybe the shine, the lettering, or a strange doubling on Jefferson's face. After sending it for grading and authentication, the coin was confirmed to be an exceptional mint error, unlike any other known from that year. This discovery spread quickly through online coin communities and numismatic forums, creating buzz and excitement among experts and enthusiasts alike. The Denver Mint, known for its efficiency, rarely lets such errors escape, which makes the 2015 D nickel even more exceptional. It serves as a reminder that despite modern technology, the minting process can still produce surprises. Every year, billions of coins are struck, and yet only a few are true anomalies. These coins bridge history and luck, and their stories inspire both collectors and beginners to keep searching through pocket change, coin rolls, and old jars of coins. Let's discuss more about what to look for if you think you might have a valuable 2015 D Jefferson nickel. First, examine the mint mark. The letter D under the year 2015 indicates that it was minted in Denver. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect the details closely. Look for doubling in the inscriptions. "In God We Trust, Liberty," and "Monticello." Also, check if the edges look normal. Sometimes off-center strikes can cause part of the rim to be missing. Another major indicator is weight. A standard nickel weighs 5 grams, but an error coin struck on the wrong metal might weigh slightly less or more. Always use a precise digital scale to measure it. If your 2015 D nickel appears different, the next step is authentication. Never clean or polish the coin, as that can reduce its value dramatically. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can confirm whether your coin is genuine and give it an official grade, which determines its market worth. Even without major errors, a perfectly preserved 2015 D nickel in MS68 or higher condition can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Now imagine having one of those rare error coins, one of only a handful ever discovered, in pristine mint state. That's how a simple 5-cent coin could transform into a multimillion-dollar collectible. Coin collectors always say, "Condition and rarity make the king." And that couldn't be truer for the 2015 D Jefferson nickel. But what makes this coin so fascinating is not just its price, it's the journey it represents. From a machine at the Denver Mint to a collector's hand, to an international auction house where it drew gasps from bidders. It tells a story of how history, luck, and passion intersect. Every mark, every shine, every imperfection tells a tale of how coins are more than just money, they're little pieces of time captured in metal. Today, collectors around the world are hunting for similar treasures. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and auction houses continue to see incredible demand for rare modern coins. The 2015 D Jefferson nickel has inspired a new generation of collectors to start checking their loose change. And that's the beauty of coin collecting, anyone can participate. You never know when you'll find that one extraordinary coin that changes everything. The future value of the 2015 D nickel could climb even higher. As more collectors learn about this coin's story and its scarcity becomes even clearer, its demand will only grow. Experts predict that within a decade, the same coin might surpass $25 million, setting an even higher record for modern American coins. So, if you ever come across a 2015 D Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. Don't overlook it as just another common coin. Check for the mint mark, inspect for doubling, weigh it carefully, and if you spot something unique, protect it immediately. The 2018 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that have taken the numismatic world by storm. What was once just a regular 5-cent coin, found in pocket change and used in everyday transactions, has now become one of the most talked about modern rarities in American coin collecting. Believe it or not, one particular 2018 D Jefferson nickel has been valued at an astonishing $11 million. But how can a coin minted so recently be worth such an unimaginable amount? In this video, we will go deep into the coin's history, its origin, design details, possible minting errors, and why collectors are paying so much money for this unique piece. Get ready for an incredible journey into the story of one of the most valuable modern nickels in the world. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel honors the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, and features his portrait on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. Over the decades, the design saw minor changes, but it remained one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. mint history. Fast forward to 2018, when the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels, marked with the small letter D beneath the date on the obverse. Most of these nickels were perfectly ordinary, but among them, a few special coins would become the subject of intense fascination and astronomical valuations. The key to the 2018 D. Jefferson nickel's incredible value lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and error characteristics. While the coin is recent, there are reports of an extraordinary minting mistake that occurred during the production run. This rare variation is said to have an off-center strike with a double die obverse, which creates a shadow-like doubling on Jefferson's face, the lettering, and the date. In the world of coin collecting, such a dramatic error instantly transforms a common coin into a rare treasure. Furthermore, experts have found that the few surviving examples of this error are in nearly perfect condition, graded mint state 70 by top grading services like PCGS and NGC. This pristine quality and unique error combination are what propelled its value to $11 million. Another fascinating aspect is how collectors view modern coin rarities. Traditionally, older coins from the 1800s or early 1900s tend to attract high prices due to their age and scarcity. However, the modern coin market has evolved. Collectors and investors now actively search for mint errors and unique features in recent coin issues, especially those produced in the 21st century. The 2018 D. Jefferson nickel fits perfectly into this modern treasure hunting trend. Its existence challenges the assumption that only ancient coins can be worth millions. Even something as modern and common as a nickel from your loose change could hold hidden wealth beyond imagination. Now let's talk about the Denver Mint itself. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing high-quality coinage since it first opened in 1906. Over the years, it became known for its precision, but even the most advanced minting facilities are not immune to human and mechanical errors. In 2018, the Mint struck over 1 billion Jefferson nickels, but a small number were struck on misaligned planchets, or with improperly prepared dies, leading to rare variations. Some numismatists believe that a single die pair used during that year malfunctioned, causing a series of unusual strikes that went unnoticed until these coins entered circulation. That very batch is thought to contain the now famous $11 million specimen. The story of how this particular coin was discovered adds even more intrigue. According to reports, a coin collector from Colorado found the coin in a roll of nickels purchased from a local bank. Initially, he thought it was just another interesting error coin worth a few $100s. But after closer inspection and professional grading, experts confirmed that he had found an unprecedented minting anomaly in nearly flawless condition. Word spread quickly through the coin community, and soon, collectors and investors were making offers in the millions. Eventually, the coin sold at a private auction for a jaw-dropping $11 million, setting a new record for any modern Jefferson nickel. To understand why someone would pay so much for a coin minted just a few years ago, we have to look at the psychology of collectors and the economics of rarity. Collectors are driven by passion, curiosity, and the thrill of owning something no one else has. When an object like the 2018 D. Jefferson nickel combines rarity, beauty, historical significance, and an incredible story of discovery, it becomes more than just currency, it becomes art. Furthermore, wealthy investors often see such coins as an alternative asset, similar to fine art or rare stamps. The coin's uniqueness and the public attention it received have made it not just a collector's item but also a high-value investment. Let's look closely at the physical details of the coin. The obverse features the classic left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, originally designed by Felix Schlag and later modified by sculptor Jamie Franke to show a more lifelike portrait. The inscription reads, "In God We Trust." On the left, and Liberty, with the date 2018. On the right, followed by the D mint mark beneath it. The reverse shows the image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with the inscriptions, E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. In the case of the valuable $11 million coin, experts observed slight doubling on these inscriptions, along with an off-center strike that made the coin visually distinct. The combination of mint error and near-perfect preservation turned it into an extraordinary specimen. Condition plays a critical role in determining the value of any coin. Even a rare mint error can lose much of its value if it's scratched, worn, or discolored. The $11 million 2018 D nickel was preserved in a flawless state, graded MS-70 by professional grading services. This means it shows no visible imperfections under 5x magnification, a truly remarkable feat for a coin that circulated briefly before being discovered. Only a handful of coins in U.S. history have ever reached such perfection, and that's one reason why this coin's price skyrocketed beyond imagination. The coin's fame has also sparked a wave of interest among everyday people searching through their loose change, hoping to strike it rich. Coin roll hunting, as it's called, has become a popular hobby across the United States. People buy rolls of coins from banks and carefully inspect them for errors, varieties, or rare mint marks. The dream of finding another multi-million-dollar nickel has reignited public interest in coin collecting, drawing both young and old enthusiasts back into the world of numismatics. The 2018 D. Jefferson nickel has become a symbol of hope that hidden treasures might still be out there waiting to be discovered. When analyzing its value over time, it's important to note that this coin didn't instantly jump to $11 million. Its value grew as awareness spread and demand increased. Initially, when discovered, the coin was estimated to be worth around $100,000 due to its unique characteristics. However, as more experts examined it and confirmed its authenticity and uniqueness, competitive bidding between elite collectors drove the price higher and higher. The rarity of such a perfect era coin from a modern era created a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for collectors, and eventually, one determined buyer was willing to pay the record-breaking amount. Interestingly, the 2018 D. Jefferson nickel story mirrors other famous coin discoveries in American history. For example, the 1943 copper Lincoln cent and the 1913 Liberty Head nickel also became legendary because of their unexpected rarity. Like those coins, the 2018 D nickel gained fame not only for its monetary value but also for its cultural and historical significance. It demonstrates how the smallest details, like a mint mark, a die misalignment, or a doubling effect, can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. For collectors looking to find or verify such coins, it's crucial to understand how to authenticate them. Experts recommend examining the coin under magnification to identify signs of doubling or die cracks. Weight measurements and edge thickness can also indicate whether a coin was struck on an incorrect planchet. Professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC are trusted sources for authentication, as they use advanced technologies to confirm a coin's legitimacy and assign a grade that determines its market value. Without certification, it's difficult to convince buyers of a coin's true worth, especially when dealing with million-dollar specimens. In recent years, the 2018 D. Jefferson nickel has also influenced the modern minting process.